Two women and another man were invited to their house to see the pig farm. And
welcome to my News on Point, your pulse on trending news. Subscribe to our channel.
A white man in Limpopo who owns a farm, a pig farm, woke up one morning on the 18th of August 2024 and discovered that his pigs were hungry and they needed food. After speaking with his son and another man, they decided that they were going to find the perfect food for these pigs. And so, two women and another man were invited to their house to see the pig farm. And while they were there, this white man shot and killed these three people. But luckily for one, he made it alive. Unfortunately for the other two women, they lost their lives. And instantly, their bodies were thrown into the pig's den, into the pig's farm, for the pigs to feast and eat on them. One of the victims by the name of Maria was said to be a mother of 4 children and a widow who was barely making ends meet. According to her brother, she may have left home on that 18th to go look for work. And I think maybe that was why she went to this white man's farm to see if he could employ her to maybe care for the pigs or do something for his farm, since he owns a farmland and maybe own multiple farmlands, because according to research, white people are the largest owners of lands in South Africa. So I can assume that Maria had gone to meet this white man with hopes of being employed so she can take care of herself and her 4 children, since she was a widow and since she was by herself, only for her to end up getting shot and killed and fed to the pigs. And she was just 45 years old. The other victim, a 35-year-old woman by the name of Kudzai Ndlovu, was also said to be a single mother. Not much is known if she had many other kids or why she had come to the farm, but I would assume she also came for the same thing that Maria had come for. There was a man amongst them, since there were 3 black people, 1 man, 2 women. The other man was said to have sustained injuries and had run away. And we are yet to hear his own testimony, because I would like to know what happened for real. The sad part is, after this white man and his son, a 19-year-old boy, and another man finished killing these black women and feeding them to their pigs, they kept mute about it. Soon afterward, Maria's brother began looking for her. He started looking around, asking people if they have seen his sister Maria. And that was how he went to somebody that was closer to the farm, somebody who lives near the pig farm, and asked the person if they had seen his sister. And the person told the brother that, "See, I did not see your sister, but we heard 2 gunshots last night, the night before, coming from the pig's farm, and maybe they would know." And that was how Maria's brother went to the farm to ask the employees about if they had seen the sister, showing them pictures. And the employees, they said they hadn't, that they were not around the day before, that they only just resumed that day and they did not see anybody. He went on to even speak to the owner of the land, the white man who owns the farm, a 60-year-old man named Zachariah Olivia, asking him if he had seen Maria, showing the man the pictures. And this man said that he hadn't seen her, not knowing that she was at the backyard in his pig farm, already decomposing while being fed to wild pigs. They soon reported to the police, and instantly the police began their investigation. And somewhere around the 20th of August 2024, 2 days after she had gone missing, police stormed the farm of Zachariah, only to find 2 decomposing bodies in the midst of the pigs. When these bodies were recovered, they were soon identified to be that of Maria's and Kudzai. And they also noticed that they had gunshots on their body, which meant that they had been shot and killed and thrown into the farm to be fed to the pigs. And this story is not getting the outrage that it deserves. And I don't know why. This is one of those things where it's difficult to most times speak up or defend certain things that go on in certain countries. Because we've known the history, or we've seen what has been happening on the internet between South Africa and other black African countries, and how they treat foreigners in their countries as compared to how they treat certain foreigners in their countries. And when we see things or incidents like this, where a white man can do something this gruesome and the court is ordering the press not to publish their faces, it only goes to show you what is happening in that country. Because right now, the faces of the people who were arrested, the 2 workers of the 2 employees of the pig farm and the 60-year-old man, have not been published. Why is the court in South Africa preventing people from publishing their faces, saying that there's an investigation going? Even if there is an investigation going, this is not the first time we've seen crimes where the case is still ongoing and investigation is still going, but their faces had been published. So why is this any different? Why are they protecting the images of these murderers, these cannibals? Why would you line up 3 black people, shoot them and feed them to your pigs, and expect for your face not to be published around the world? What is happening? What is going on in South Africa? Why is there no protest and outrage? Why is it so quiet down there? It's so quiet. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And I'm still surprised as to why the press keeps saying an investigation is ongoing, an investigation is ongoing. What needs to be investigated? It's over 6 days. It's over 1 week since this happened. So what could possibly be the change? What are they trying to look for the best narrative to make it make sense? And in my top of my head, what I can come up with is the fact that, okay, maybe this man will claim that these two women and the other man came over to try to steal pigs, and then they shot them and fed them to the pigs. That is the best narrative. The good thing is one of the men survived. One of a man ran away with his injuries, and I'm hoping that that man, wherever he is, comes out to speak, because if all three of them had been killed, we would never know the truth of what really happened. How did Maria and Kudzai end up in this man's backyard farmland with the pigs? What did they go to his house to do? And why was the gunshot at night? Remember, the neighbors said they heard the gunshots at night, which meant that these two women and the other man were shot at night. Were they there trying to find work? Were they there working? Or were they trying to steal when this happened? And the man shot and killed them in his defense. And if that was the case, why didn't he just say that was the situation? When they came to look for the siblings, what was in his mind when the brother came to ask him? He should have just said what had happened, or he should have gone to the police. Because I am starting to think that would be the narrative that would play out. That this white man would say it was self-defense, that he was protecting his territory, that these two people came over, and it would be believable because obviously they are black people. Two black women came over to steal pigs with a man, and you shot and killed the two women, and the man escaped. I'm believing that would be the narrative, and that is also a possibility too. But at the same time, it is still believable that this man did what he did. It's one thing to shoot and kill thieves who come over to your house to steal. It's another thing to feed them to your pigs. That is another level of evil. That alone debunks the possibility that they even came to steal. That alone shows that he had motive to actually feed the pigs. And that is the reason why he would have killed them. Probably lured them into his house under the guise of giving them an opportunity or a job, only to kill them. I can't wait to see how this case turns out. I can't wait to see how it unfolds, because it's sickening. Very sickening, very disturbing. It's just unfortunate, and it's hard not to think that these people were all in on it. Even the employers who worked there, when they were asked by Maria's brother, they said they hadn't seen anything, that they were there, they were not around the day before. But at the time the police came, the bodies of these two women were in the farmland, were in the farm with the pigs, were in the sty, they were in the pig sty where the pigs are kept. If these two employers claim that they hadn't seen anyone, at some point they must have fed those pigs in the pig's pen. They must have gone there to maybe clean up. I don't know, since they are pigs, I'm sure they don't need much cleaning. They must have gone there to see the pigs, count the pigs, and they mean to tell us that they didn't see two lifeless women being fed on by these pigs. I don't believe for one moment that this was not a deliberate act to feed the pigs. I don't believe for one. It was a deliberate act. Whatever the investigation come up with, whatever way they want to spin it to make it look like, oh, the old man shot and killed them, or who knows, it could have been the employees who shot and killed them. There's that possibility. This is just one of the most sickening things I've ever seen or heard. And given the way the system is going about judging and taking these people to court, I'm already starting to think that the narrative will be spinned. And the fact that the court is protecting their identity, which means they're going to set them for bail, which means this man and the other people will go home, they'll be bailed because they don't want their pictures to be published. I'm already sensing that something is happening. They're looking for the best way that they could get, because we all know that if it was a black South African man that had killed two white women and fed them to pigs, their face will be published the very next day. The very next day, even before the investigation begins. But since now it's a white man who has killed two black women and fed them to his pigs, no, let's protect their identity. Let's not publish their faces. They were most likely having a bad day. They weren't in their right senses. Oh my God, things white people get away with. But it's just sad that in a country like South Africa, the uproar is not as loud as it should be for this story. Hopefully it picks on, and hopefully more people get to hear it, and hopefully justice is served, because this is sickening.